and then 62 degrees Fahrenheit in the mountains. Winds over the open sea will be from the east to northeast at 5 to 15 knots, with sea conditions being slight to light chop. And then high tides occur at 9:44 this morning and at 9:40 tonight. Low tides at 3:22 this afternoon, then at 4:19 tomorrow morning. The sun will rise at 6:10 this morning and set at 5:59 this evening, while moonrise is electrical service.
The first private radio in Belize since 1989, Creme FM presents the news.
Therefore, it informed that all current departure times, routes, and service frequencies will continue as scheduled. The ministry also stated that if there will be any adjustments in the future, the information will be communicated clearly and in a timely manner. Causal man, 34-year-old John Tessicum, died on Friday afternoon after he lost control of his white 2015 Nissan Rogue SUV and crashed around 3:30 along the Philip Golson Highway between miles 61 and 62 near San Jose Orange Walk. According to reports, Tessicum was attempting to overtake a Toyota 4Runner but lost control of his vehicle, which flipped and landed upside down, partially submerged in water in a ditch. When emergency medical professionals arrived on the scene, he was found unconscious and trapped inside his vehicle. CPR was administered and he was rushed to the Northern Regional Hospital for treatment, but he died shortly after. Tessicum was an employee at the Labor Department in the Ministry of Immigration, Governance and Labor. The ministry issued a statement following his passing, stating his dedication and service to our ministry were greatly appreciated and he will be remembered as a kind and hard-working colleague. Honduras last week announced it would end its agreement to employ Cuban medical professionals as Washington increases pressure on Havana by cutting its revenue sources. Despite swearing not to in recent weeks, other Caribbean and Latin American nations have moved to phase out or reduce Cuba's medical personnel due to similar pressure. Along with tourism, Cuba's medical missions are one of the nation's primary sources of foreign exchange. In 2023, according to figures from the Cuban government, some 24,000 health professionals were employed in 56 nations. Honduran officials said nearly 130 Cuban doctors and nurses will leave the country after their 2-year contract ended last week. They added that clinics and hospitals run by Cubans would keep functioning until a full transition to Honduran doctors is possible. It has been reported that Cuban medical missions generated US $6.3 billion in revenue in 2018 and US $3.9 billion in 2020, with Venezuela compensating for medical personnel through oil. But the program is shrinking as the US administration under President Donald Trump ramps up the pressure on Cuba. Cuba and Honduras had increased cooperation during the term of leftist Honduran President Xiomara Castro. That changed after Trump's ally, right-wing President Nazare Asfura, won the November elections. Guatemala announced in February it would phase out its reliance on Cuban doctors. Paraguay, the Bahamas, and Guyana have also announced their intention to do the same. Police are investigating the death of a man in Caupen, San Juan Stanquic. He has been identified as Elias Bejarano, who was known as El Jefe and Pia. Bejarano was discovered on Sunday with an apparent machete wound and an injury to his head. A post on the Village Council's Facebook page in his honor stated, "Rest in peace to a passionate..."
Local, regional, and international news, weather and sports.
Amandela is now online. You can now access Amandela's midweek and weekend issues online by logging on to our website at amandela.com.bz/news and joining our membership portal today. There's 5 easy steps to get unlimited access to weekly e-paper, archive publications, and a host of other exclusive contents. Number 1, go to Amandela's website. Number 2, navigate to subscribe areas. Number 3, choose a membership level. Number 4, check out using our secured portal. Number 5, log into the members only section. Telephone numbers 501-280-4703 or 202-280-4703 or 202-4477. Fax us at 501-222-4702, or you could email at amandelapress@yahoo.com or amandelapress@gmail.com. Amandela, all power to the people.
At Atlantic Bank, your convenience is our priority. Our contact center is designed to enhance your banking experience. With a wide range of customer service options, you save time and effort. You can easily call in to block or unblock your debit and credit cards, perform account inquiries, and access detailed card information. Whether you need assistance with online banking, merchant support, or general inquiries, our team is ready to help. For added convenience, if all operators are busy, you can leave your number and an operator will return your call as soon as possible to ensure you receive the support you need. Depending on your transaction type, we may need to verify your identity through a set of security questions. And remember, Atlantic Bank will never request your username or password for Atlantic Online via phone call, text, or email, ensuring your personal information remains safe and secure. Our support team is available Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. in both English and Spanish. Simply dial 223-1212. This is a dedicated line for our contact center. Atlantic Bank is committed to providing you with exceptional service and the tools you need to manage your finances conveniently and securely. Take full advantage of our easy-to-use contact center services today.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Finally, a postpaid plan for 3 people. Introducing Smart Trio. Why pay for mobile service alone when you can share and save? Get unlimited national calls, text, plus 100 gigabytes of shared data. And the best part? It's only $135. That's right, as low as $45 per person. Perfect for small families, couples, or close friends. Smart Trio. 3 lines, 1 smart choice. Sign up now and you could win a Trio getaway to San Pedro for 3. Visit us at www.smart-bz.com for more information or sign up at any showroom today. Smart, bringing people together.
Welcome back to the WB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. Mose Hyde in the studios with you on this Monday morning. It's the 2nd of March, 2026. And we've got to get you oriented as to what we do here in case you're a newcomer. This is a conversation. That means that it can't be a one-person thing. There's no sermon, there's no presentation, there is no preaching, no big speech. This is just where we could reason each weekday morning on topics. If you are online, you choose. If I'm here, I will engage. That's the way it works. We have a phone, and it's not ornamental. It's here, very purposeful, to make sure that you have access. And you have access by just giving us a call, 280-5848. That is a direct number, 280-5848. For you to be a part of the conversation here inside the WB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes on this Monday morning. It's the first one from March 2026. And just got to remind you, link, call 280-5848. Now play with the way. You got until 9 to engage. Belize's premier morning conversation. While we wait for you to do your thing and jump in, well, we've got a call. Krem, good morning, WB.
Good morning, Mo. This is Sandra Coy. I'm calling on two matters that affect this country. From the international scene. First of all, Mose, what do you know about the schism or division in Islam involving the Shia and the Sunni? What do you know about it?
It's a long division. Like, it's not something that happened recently. It's not a political division. It's a theological one, deep rooted. I've read accounts that it's there was some split that happened a long time ago. I know, like, for example, a country like Saudi Arabia is Sunni, and the Iran is Shia, is Shiite, is Shiite, and yeah, I mean, it's like
So would you say then that this struggle with the United States and Iran also involves the religious dimension? this division in Islam, religious division, is also involved?
I don't believe that Mr. Trump is a believer in much, but he loves himself, and he understands that he has a very loyal evangelical base, and so he has generally pandered to that. And this is a part of, I feel, is a part of his domestic political strategy because of dismal polling he has right now. He's trying to, this is to some extent a bit of desperation. He's also shown a level of service to Mr. Netanyahu and that movement in Israel. I mean, there's a lot of religion to go around here with this situation. There's a lot of religion, but there's also power and politics, no?
Well, they are mixed in.
Yeah.
Because once you have a theocratic society, that theocracy becomes the political society also. And the problem, Mose, is that we in the Caribbean, and particularly we in Belize, we have absolutely no interest in the outside world. Yet we have our leaders mixed up in that outside world, in their desperate commitment to prostitution and begging. That is what that comes down to. Why would you turn CARICOM Mode into a platform to promote some of the most brutal autocratic societies in the world at CARICOM. Why would you do that? Why would you choose that? And this thing is not going to be, I don't know if it's been reported in the East. It's been reported in the European press. Why would you do that, Mose? So now, Iran is Shia. The Shia have a long tradition of, the Baha'i faith comes out of the Shia faith, the Shia sect of Islam. So, there is a long tradition in the Arab world of tribal consultation. I'm going to use that terminology. That means that decisions are not made on a one-man, know-it-all basis. It's made on the group coming together to make decisions. Judaism was also that. Judaism was not a kingship structure until the emergence of Saul and later on David and Solomon. And they were warned, do not take a king. When you take a king, you see, Mose, let's take us black people. We like to, not me, I am not in that crowd. We love to laud the achievement of having had kings and emperors. Yes, those are hallmarks of complex societies, but they are also hallmarks of dreadfully brutal and autocratic societies also. And societies, the Egyptian ruling class was an incestuous class. They practiced it as part of their legal structure for the ruling class. So they are no more. No different more than the incest that has been practiced among the ruling classes of Europe. No different. So because we don't understand biological, political, social, all the ramifications, we arrive at decisions that have really no basis to stand on, but we don't know that. So the Shia are consultative. Generally, I'm not lauding them now, but and the Sunni are the opposite. You study all the societies that are Sunni dominated. They are kings and emirates and God knows what all, with brutal ruling families holding the control and no decision to share any power with the people. And you will make these people now come to the Caribbean thing, summit or whatever they call it, of CARICOM, to be an integral part of this mode, to put Cuba in its place. They are in no position to tell Cuba about democratic behavior. None.
You will have to. I might have missed what you're referencing. Who came?
Remember, I called last week Monday because I heard you all had a little item, but I didn't catch the whole item. Yeah. Remember, I asked you what is happening in Germany. Yes.
You
remember me?
Yes, yes, we had that. We had that.
Yes, and then but during the week, my spirit just didn't want to be following the horror. I knew where it was heading, but you know when you just want to block out so that you'll have to deal with it, but until you can deal with it with a sane and sober mind, my tendency is to avoid the problem till I can figure out how I have to approach this thing and how I have to get into it. So that is what happened. CARICOM was covered because you see,
which country went to?
That Rubio addressed the Cuban matter from St. Kitts.
Yes, he attended.
Did you know that? Were you aware that all of that was going to happen at CARICOM?
I didn't know that Mr. Rubio was attending But yeah, I know that he did attend.
You know that who, Fidel?
I did not know before that Mr. Rubio would be attending the meeting. But I am aware. I did not know you were. I did not know you were referencing his participation. I thought.
All of that is part of what my concern.
Okay.
And most, let us move away from CARICOM. Who is most responsible for the situation in the Sudan? Most? Set everybody else aside. You've got the Western Sahara, you have Somalia, but just concentrate on the Sudan. Not even the Democratic, not just in the DRC, right there in the African continent. This same Sunni dominated societies of Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, and the whole pack of them. The Arabs led. This is not now an issue with Arabs, but we have to face up to when the people we love have severe flaws. And one of the severe flaws in Arab society and mentality is its racism. Now, I cannot say that those societies 3,000 years ago were racist. I don't think they were. But definitely, with the rise of 1492, but prior to 1492, because Africa has always sold its people, that has always been a commodity of sale for the African societies. So when the Arabs emerged as a political, religious, social force in the first millennia of the common era, one of their important strategies was the sale of slaves out of Africa and access to African precious stones and gold. And the Sudan has always been at the center of this. And they're the ones and who is most responsible for this Gaza situation? Most? Not them. When they were prepared to sign a peace treaty, that's what set off October the 7th. They were prepared to sign a peace treaty with Israel in the tradition of Egypt, the Egyptian signature with the Israelis. And the Palestinians said, but where are we in this? If you sign this thing, you're signing us away forever. That is what really started that thing, Mose. Not properly examined, but when you examine it, it is there, the evidence is there. But for me, it is an utter aberration to have these people there at CARICOM, where CARICOM is taking Cuba to task. We are the last set of people to take Cuba to task. The last set. We have constitution where not how secret ballot. They could start there. Not a Caribbean CARICOM country has the secret ballot, period. Our constitution, especially those of us who are still on kingdoms, we have the royal family exempted from all inquiry. No legal inquiry. They could do anything they want and say it. And we don't even understand. And then our people, the peoples of the Caribbean, do not grasp that we are a continuation of medieval feudal England. We don't grasp that. And then you won't have these people there just because you're greedy for their money and you think you won't relax. You really think we ain't get that money with no strings attached? Look at the Sudan. Look there. Look at the horror that is taking place as we speak in the Sudan. You don't have no time to pay attention to this, pay attention to Gaza and the house. So you're just flooded with. But the Sudan is an utter tragedy. And at the heart of it most is the Arabized ruling class of the North and the very Nubian, I'm going to use the word Nubian, it's an older ancient word, to describe the ones who are very black and their nose very broad and their lips very thick. That is the problem in the Sudan. That is the problem. And these are the people we instead of telling them, get your house in order, then we're in the business with you. Their house is in order. And look now, here we are. Persia, ancient Persia. America never even dreamed to exist when the Persians were ruling the Middle East. Never dreamed to exist. And 90 million population people, you want to seize their land and empty it so that you can run their resources? When these people have already gone down that road with you, they know exactly what you're about. When they know what it is to have a democratically placed ruler, I'm thinking about Mose, removed by the American government, that is just prior to Orange, you know. Guatemala is preceded by Iran. Mose, we're doing a thing where we don't know none of the history. We do not know that history. We don't know these people. We have no interest because we are greedy and don't want their money. I find it so, oh my goodness me. Then now the second point now I'm going to bring up is also connected. Do you recall that some years ago, we suddenly learned that Belize has intervened in the case of the Chagos Islands when it was brought before the ICJ? Do you recall that?
Yes.
Okay. So the UN General Assembly voted to get a legal opinion, an advisory opinion on the Chagos Islands from the ICJ. The Chagos Islands are a set of an archipelago of islands to the east of East Africa and were administered as part of Mauritius when when all the European countries had their colonies. They figured out how they go rule the people then. From them link people, then chop up country, put boundary, bound to pass through tribes. You got part of tribe A over yonder, and then part of tribe B over yonder, but there are no enemy. All this happened in the colonial era of Africa. Would you agree with that or not, Mose?
Which part of it you're asking Which part you're asking me if I agree?
I'm asking you if it isn't that the European colonization of Africa involved chopping up Africa, dividing populations, making people enemies who had not been enemies, they had been members of a single tribe. All of that happened. So Mauritius was then the administrative center for the Chagos Islands. So when independence was given, they got independence as a unit, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Then, while all of that is going on, independence is taking place. I believe it was a Sunday morning move. This one I'm not, but again, in the 7-day week, we have ships turned up in the Chagos Islands and slaughtered the population's dogs. These people had hundreds of dogs. They loved dogs. They had a very tranquil existence. They were not part of the grand scheme. They were very much like Belize. They were at the end of the line in a little corner, like a cul-de-sac. Not part of the grand moving scheme of humanity. And on that day, having slaughtered the people's dogs, that began the trauma. They hoarded those people more onto boats, shipped some east into the area that is Seychelles Island and some west to Mauritius. And Hence began the struggle of those Chagotians to return to their homeland. And it has been a long struggle from the 60s up until now. Sometime around the 2000 period when Tony Blair was in government, they did what the Mau Mau did. What the Mau Mau?
Kenyan revolutionary fighters.
Exactly. Slaughtered, butchered by the British. Well, the Mau Mau turned to the British court for justice. And the Chagotians, seeing that, decided to turn to the British court. And the British court were poised to give them justice, to say that what Great Britain did to them was wrong. It contravened human law. As a matter of fact, this is after the UN Declaration of Human Rights. This never happened before this First World War, Second World War. It happened afterwards. In the high period, when we are euphoric, we now have no more war and colonization, the dismantle and all of that. And the takeover of the Chagos was to allow the United States to establish a military base primarily on Diego del Fuego, one of the islands in this archipelago. They claim that it is the greatest military installation in human history. They, the Americans, claim that. And the British did it behind and under and whatever the Chagotians. That's why they were expelled, literally expelled from their homeland without any advice, Mose, without any previous prior warning. They have become a people, prostitution, anything that's tragic that happens to people who are displaced has happened to these people. So around the year 2000 thereabouts, they approached the British court, something a little prior to that. And the British court were poised to rule in their favor. I think they ruled in their favor. And what do you think happened? Tony Blair went to no less than Elizabeth Regina, Queen of Great Britain, United Kingdom, and some of us, including Belize, and they resurrected a little known and little remembered structure under which she could sign away those people's right of return and reclaim of their homeland. Sign it away, you know, just like that. But the Chagotians persisted. And much later, the UN General Assembly would support their call, and they issued a directive to the ICJ or a request for an advisory opinion, which Belize intervened in. We didn't know when the intervention began, but we intervened in it, presumably in order to participate in a legal process that would corroborate, add to the conclusions on sovereignty and independence and territorial this and territorial that. That's why we intervened. Well, the ruling came back in favor of the Chagotians. Conservative government in UK said because they don't support that. But when the Labour government got into the same Labour government currently, they decided to honor the ruling and made arrangements with the Chagotians and Mauritius and a whole series of actions. They also entered into or confirmed whatever a treaty arrangement with the United States for access It involves financial compensation, a whole series of things. Well, Mose, I had a discussion no less than Friday morning on your radio station because you brought Mr. Assad Schumann into your studio. And Mr. Schumann, in the course of his discussion, in my opinion, sought to pacify us. He was questioned by Nuri. Well, we don't really need to worry because the ICJ ruling will hold. Whatever ruling they give, and they give a favorable ruling or not, that will hold. There's no need to worry. Well, I didn't agree with that at all. So when he opened the line for comment, I called in. I had not been trying to call in before that at all. So other people were trying to call in. I don't know who. I wasn't one of them. But when he opened the line, initially, at the first minute, nobody called in, so I decided I would call. And I said, well, why are we going to allow this man to tell us this? He is the one who wanted us to go to the ICJ. So for sure he isn't going to tell us that we are in danger. But we are in danger. You only have to study Morocco. You don't need and the Western Sahara with Morocco and Mr. Trump redrawing the map. Making the Security Council vote to give Morocco control over the western part of the Western Sahara. We don't need to go any further. Not knowing more that later on that Friday, I would come across two items in the press. Both from the British press. One dealing with a debate in the House of Lords on the issue of the Chagos Islands, where they are reclamando, we say in Spanish, challenging the British Labour government for having been prepared to comply with the ruling of the ICJ, and because there are apparently, which I didn't know anything about, there are set of Chagotians who have decided to take it upon themselves and return to their island. Now you see where that is heading, right? That is heading for a physical confrontation on the matter of the U.S. installation on one of the islands, the principal islands. But the British in the House of Lords, I don't know what has happened in the House of Commons. I haven't yet set about finding that out. But in that argument, there were those saying, but man, there's a ruling. We need to comply and honor the law. And others saying, no, we don't need to apply no law. They shouldn't be there, and we need this island. Why, Mose? Because that installation allows a direct hit on Moscow and Tehran. Anybody could sit down and work out the longitudinal range from Diego del Fuego up to that Middle Eastern area. And here we are at war now. The second item I came across, again in the British press, I don't know that this has come in the American press because I have not come across it. On the floor of the U.S. legislature, a legislator arguing a whole lot of wrong things. I'll only deal with two of them or three of them. First, that Mauritius never owned the Chagos Islands. Well, no, Mauritius no owned the Chagos Islands. Great Britain may control Mauritius and the Chagos Islands. And they decided to administer them as a single unit. And then when they gave independence, the Chagos Islands were given along with Mauritius independence because Chagos Islands came under Mauritius. He is arguing, but Mauritius never owned the Chagos Islands, so all of a sudden they own the Chagos Islands now. Then he argues that this installation is of utter importance for the survival of the United States and all of that. And goes on more to argue, and of course he doesn't want the people there, and the British shouldn't be thinking of giving it back, and Pierre Starmer feels sad about having been colonial masters. Well, you better get rid of that sadness, all of that. But concludes by saying that the U.S. archipelago. You see where that's going, Mose?
Mhm.
And remember, the advisory opinion that was got, Belize requested permission to intervene, and we were given the permission. We participated actively in that legal process. We participated. Why? Because of the problem we have with Guatemala. So, do you see the significance I see more?
I am stunned that in 2026, anybody with average thinking would be of the view that we should not be worried. And
Exactly, Mose.
And Ambassador Schuman, from my experience and from what I understand, is not a man of average thinking. He is well read, he's educated, and he has vast experience. He could not honestly believe that we do not live in a time of great worry. I don't understand.
What's the last phrase you said?
That we do not live in a time of great worry. No, we
worry. Yes, exactly.
I can't pretend that I know the Chago situation very well, but
you can find it if you go to the ICJ website. You will be able to find the documentation.
I will read a bit on it because of your call, but you only need to see or read a little of the President of the United States position on Greenland.
Exactly.
And what it has caused, where it threatens a relationship that was once considered untouchable. That's the North Atlantic NATO. It has threatened that relationship, which people viewed as one of the bedrocks of the West, and he has not budged an inch on the matter of Greenland, which is
not budged an inch. That's well put. Not budged an inch. As a matter of fact, digging in deeper.
Yeah, that in itself
digging in deeper. And so here now we have the Chagos Islands as part. Oh, I forgot the fourth thing that he mentioned. The U.S. legislator, that the Chinese are in the business of busy building up close relations with Mauritius. And by extension, the Chinese, well, he implied that the Chinese want to take over the Chagos Islands or utilize the Chagos Islands for the same purposes that the U.S. is utilizing them. So when the point that I'm trying to make in addition to is that nothing you see appears as is. Nothing. And we don't have wise leadership. Let's be real. We don't have wise leadership in the Caribbean. We have cunning leadership. Our leaders are very cunning. They are smart people, but part of that smartness is primarily cunning. We are not a people dedicated to acquiring the greatest amount of information on any matter and then making sober decisions. We don't function that way. To start with, we don't think that history over there has anything to do with us. So we are not going to read or listen to that crowd over there because they're white and then this and then that. So we don't study that.
One of the things
they're studying us. Go ahead, Mose.
One of the things where leadership in our region, in our country, must understand from the killing of the Ayatollah in Iran.
Exactly, Mose.
Is that the technology, the superiority in technology and intelligence to be able, and listen, it's not only that they did it the very first minute of the war, the decapitated country that has very sophisticated security apparatus, sophisticated intelligence. They could not protect their most powerful person. And that person also was aware that they couldn't protect him, so that in the days leading up to the war,
they had their plan of succession put into place.
He was almost giving his own eulogy.
Yes,
If they have that kind of capacity, it means that they know what color underwear our leaders have on in 2026.
I am telling you, Mose.
So none of your secrets are not secrets to them. None of your games, none of your little tricks, none of that is sophisticated enough. You cannot conceal anything from them. You are naked before them. So you have to understand that your resumes are your vulnerabilities. You are
exactly.
You are
and you have to understand that when you signed on to the international globalization, you are globalizing all the information of every citizen on the planet. That's what we don't grasp, you see. They have a longitude and latitude on each human being. What do you think GPO is all about? GPS is all about. Global Positioning System, that's what it's called. Global Positioning System. So they know when you are using that smartphone and all of that, they can track you every movement you are there.
And the Iranians are not mediocre. Their scientists are. You're talking about they are an accomplished, sophisticated state, and they have been exposed as very inferior to the intelligence capabilities in 2026 of their opponents.
And you see, Mose, they are a laboratory. They are being used as a test case. The test case, Gaza became the first test case. We don't understand that, but the Iranians are not going to take it lying down. You see, that's the problem. You thought that this is going to be Venezuela. This is not Venezuela.
Yeah, I mean,
these people are not Venezuela.
And let me say that you've said that. Let me quickly put in that to demonstrate this the fact that they have been able to respond after the level of decapitation that happened in the first hour, from what I have read, and this happened the last time as well. The highest level of security commanders and intelligence officers were wiped out, and they have managed to still keep themselves together. I'm not here as a cheerleader or as a fan, just as an observer, saying that the ability to do it is incredible. The ability to sustain the hit of that magnitude and still fire back, that is incredible as well. So it's...
And you see, Mose, what you have to bear in mind is part of the problem with Iran didn't begin now. It began 2,000 years ago. So when you get into bed with the Europeans and all the Arabs, you're fighting wars that are 2,000 years old. We don't even understand our own history, much less theirs.
Yeah.
So that is part of the problem. You're in the front of the eyes in the eyes of the people fighting the war, there is Darius and Babylon and oh my God, and we don't have any of that knowledge.
Yeah.
And not only that, Mode, the venality of our people, because there has to be people internally who are assisting this process, right or wrong?
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. Anyway, Mode, I don't think we had any right we have any right to be linking up with people who are causing death and destruction in the African homeland. I don't agree with that at all. Period. Bye-bye.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Corey. It's time for us to get into 2 Cents Cam, sponsored by 4 Point Security. We'll take our first break of the morning and come back with heavy Monday mornings. A lot of stuff going on. And, you know, we got our one very intimate struggles and problems that are part of this conversation. Right here inside the WB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. We'll be right back.
WB, and this is XTV. Big respect to our sponsors, 4 Point Security. Alright, what we do, we take on trip down the riverbank to find out how the people and feel when they take all the vibes, the energy and the love of the La Ruta Maya. Alright, so but what more better than go find out the people in 2 cents? So question today, how you feel like how they decide to change the route of the La Ruta Maya?
I think it's messed up because a lot of people in this Belize at the end of the race that they up on the riverside, they had the only time for come out and have a fun day because they were boring.
That your two say?
Yeah, my two say.
People La Ruta Maya.
That's why I keep it at the bridge because everybody not used to the backyard lake, you know, and everybody in the business and everybody want to deal with business, in the business world, economy.
Yeah.
Then look out for this Ruta Maya because then everybody want to go out there and set up and make money now and carry this thing way over, so the only for their friends that make money over there because we are cargo set up over there.
That your 2 cents.
My 2 cents.
And how you feel like how they change the route for La Ruta Maya?
It don't make no sense, pa. No, watch this now. How about the poor people now when they try to make ends meet right now? Then I got no money for find taxi to go way up there. Watch it. Belize look out to mother abstract. They change the money. Watch it. They change what else they change. They change a lot of things when don't make sense, pa. Belize are not tradition spot again. We didn't go swim up the road again. Can they take away that spot there? They change the money. What else? They change lot of things.
Everything for poor people. Put it there.
Lot of things poor people can't do now again. This Belize change to rich people now. If you not got a good job, you can't enjoy yourself.
That your 2 cents.
If you not got a good job, you can't enjoy yourself. Belize the move right now in our sense that if you not got money, you can't go nowhere.
Question there, how you feel like when they change the route for the La Ruta Maya?
More than ignorant because when the kids there can't come no more the riverside for watch everything what has happened for so many years. Yeah. For we kids they grew up in that thing there, we grew up in that thing there now for make them come and change it. Come on, it's very ridiculous. They already changed it for suit there.
That your 2 cents?
Yeah.
Have a vision? We've got what you need. From idea to install, Brothers Habet. All your building needs under one roof.
En Atlantic Bank, tu comodidad es nuestra prioridad. Nuestro centro de contacto está diseñado para mejorar tu experiencia bancaria. Con una amplia gama de opciones de servicio al cliente, ahorras tiempo y esfuerzo. Puedes llamar fácilmente para bloquear o desbloquear tus tarjetas de débito y crédito, realizar consultas de cuentas y acceder a información detallada de tus tarjetas. Ya sea que necesites asistencia con la banca en línea, apoyo para comercios o consultas generales, nuestro equipo está listo para ayudarte. Para mayor comodidad, si todos los operadores están ocupados, puedes dejar tu número y un operador te devolverá la llamada lo antes posible para asegurarse de que recibas el apoyo que necesitas. Para mayor seguridad, es posible que necesitemos verificar tu identidad con un conjunto de preguntas sencillas. Recuerda, Atlantic Bank nunca solicitará tu nombre de tu usuario ni contraseña de Atlantic Online por llamada telefónica, mensaje de texto o correo electrónico, asegurando que tu información personal permanezca segura y protegida. Nuestro equipo de apoyo está disponible de lunes a viernes, de 8 a.m. a 6 p.m. en inglés y en español. Simplemente marca al 223-1212. Esta es la línea dedicada para nuestro centro de contacto. Atlantic Bank se compromete a brindarte un servicio excepcional y las herramientas que necesitas para administrar tus finanzas de manera conveniente y segura. Aprovecha al máximo nuestro servicio del centro de contacto.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Postpaid plan for 3 people. Introducing Smart Trio. Why pay for mobile service alone when you can share and save? Get unlimited national calls, text, plus 100 gigabytes of shared data. And the best part? It's only $135. That's right, as low as $45 per person. Perfect for small families, couples, or close friends. Smart Trio. 3 lines, 1 smart choice. Sign up now and you could win a Trio getaway to San Pedro for 3. Visit us at www.smart-bz.com for more information or sign up at any showroom today. Smart, bringing people together.
Tired of appliances that just don't last? Appliances that just can't keep up? It's time for a change. GE Appliances delivers reliability, innovation, and performance you can trust. The decision is easy. Don't settle for less. Choose quality, choose reliability, choose GE.
Whereas Her Excellency Lily Lee Weng-Shu has labored diligently on behalf of the improvement of and the benefit of the country of Belize and its people, and whereas she has contributed her time, energy, and intelligence, often at great sacrifice to herself, to making Belize a better place for all our people, now therefore, by the power invested in Her Excellency Dame Froila Salam, Governor General, acting on behalf of the Prime Minister, Honorable John Briceño, and on behalf of a grateful nation, we proclaim that the Order of Distinction be vested upon Her Excellency Lily Lee Weng-Shu.
Each activity she worked on has built on the work of her predecessors, bringing visions to reality. As such, this award is a small gesture of acknowledgement and gratitude from the people of Belize to someone who has rendered outstanding and meritorious service to our country. Thank you, Ambassador Lily Lee Weng-Shu, for your dedication to your country, Republic of China, Taiwan, and to ours, Belize.
The medal bestowed on me is the embodiment of our strong partnership. It's a tribute to our spirit of togetherness and our teamwork. This honor belongs to my government and our team Taiwan here in Belize. Dear friends of Belize, what a tremendous honor. Thank you so very much.
All right, welcome back. Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. It's Monday morning. It's the second day of March in 2026. It's March already in this new year. Mose Hyde hosting on Creme Radio and XTV. We are about getting you on board. We're about hearing your views, your thoughts. Give us a buzz. The number is 280-5848. That is a live line for you to participate in the conversation. We want to get you here. I really, like many, I not going to get into no, how do you put it, like, my looking at what's going on in the Middle East as things just escalate to the point where, from my understanding, early this morning I read that the Strait of Mose, which is a place where a lot of oil and a certain level of products and container ships passes through, that has been a lot of companies have suspended moving boats through there. I know that the oil price has gone up. Not, of course, that comes as no surprise. Potentially, it could be worse depending on the duration of the hostilities between the U.S.-Israel coalition against Iran, and Iran's retaliatory strikes against countries in the Middle East. So things are mushrooming, and that has deep implications for us on a personal level for Belizeans, because we know what inflation represents right now as it stands. We have experienced significant rising prices. I know that the SIB is saying that for the first month it was about 0.4%, but that is an anomaly when compared to what's been going on over the past 4 to 5 years. And we know that the electricity and water have both gotten approved rate increases. We know that the cost of fuel at the pump, while there was a small little what I call a Passover. It's like we're in the middle of the dry season, you're getting the Passover. But we know that we are punished at the pump. We know that the prices at the pump have remained very painful. So it's not anything that we are interested in when it comes to the potential for greater inflation being imported upon us when we are struggling to deal with what has happened just over the last half decade or so. So that is our worry. One of our main worries about what is a possible or even a likely consequence of what is going on there. So we have to watch and see. Rough state they go on there. But I will not go down that road further here. Closer to home, of course, I've not been able to comment on a matter that I really want to go on the record. Last week, we did a report that the mayor of Belmopan, Mayor Pablo Kawaj, who has gotten himself in serious hot water for comments he made in the aftermath of the shooting of 2 young men in Belmopan, where in the immediate aftermath, the mayor commented that Zamar Alvarez, a 21-year-old, I believe, was not from Belmopan. And there was a lot of commentaries. I know that a colleague over Channel 7 really come out very strong against the comment and what it insinuates, what it implies, and so in the middle of last week, Mayor Courage was asked whether or not he feels that he should apologize to the family because his information was false. The young man is from Belmopan, and we know that the president, I believe, of the NGC came out last week as well. And then we had the former ombudsman, Major Swazo, opining that nothing short of a public apology to the family is required. And Mayor Courage essentially, via an interview, indicated that he doesn't believe that he should apologize to a media host. I think he was referencing Channel 7, and feels that the entire thing is just a reality of politics and mischief of politics, and the fact that we are about to now enter the election season for municipal bodies. We have a year to go before that, so I guess that's what he was referencing. I know Mayor Courage. I worked as president of the Christian Workers Union. I worked alongside him at the time he was at DFC and was the chief rep for the union members at DFC. And we had a very good, cordial relationship, working and advocating for his members. And I never had any problem with Mayor Courage. But I have to say to Mayor Courage this morning, I have a very big problem with you, sir. I have a very big problem with, to begin with, but I have to take this call. Krem, good morning.
Yes, greetings, Brother Mose.
Good morning, brother.
Sorry to interrupt you, but
There's
I'm
no
too
problem.
brief because I'm in the month of Ramadan anyway.
No problem, sir.
In regards to the situation that keep happening over and over, if I know in the east, in the west, or somewhere, wherever the superpower feel like, all I could remember what I learned as a little boy, where they say, do as I say, but know as I do. That's exactly what I always do. Do as I say, know as I do. They know why you have a Radweiler, they know why you have a pit bull, they want to go a Chihuahua, while they have the Radweilers all over the world, wherever they feel like. That's my point, and that is, matter of fact, making some studies about it to me, where is this Middle East? If there is any such Middle East, show me where is the Middle West. Show me where is the Middle North. Then the brother said, like what they call Middle East is what they see from Africa, the lands from Africa too. And when coming back home, which is the most important point to me, I would love to ask the people in power, the government, the present government, or the administration of the Belka, La Ruta Maya, please be lenient with the poor people. We need to sell them stuff. These 3 years, you see, we're going to take to construct the bridge, the new bridge, but it's only a few days for the Ruta Maya. So just give the people a break. You could wait 1 week or 10 days or whatever the time. They might take a few days. Just wait, give them a chance, and then everybody will continue happy. Then after that, it's 3 years, they're going to have to wait, but at least now, give them the last break. That's all I'm asking. Respect, brother.
All right, brother. I want to say that being humble enough to apologize is healthy, but beyond healthy, it's honorable. It's duty. the refusal to be able to correct something in that you have had time to process. We have all, I believe, most of us, let me put it that way, including myself, if you speak a lot, give opinions a lot, there are times when you have to look at what you said as somebody points out, hey, you realize what you are suggesting, and with the benefit of time. Krem, good morning, WB.
No, can I be on the air?
You're on the air.
Yes, good morning, brother.
Yes, sir.
I just want to say that I stand to be corrected. I'm not sure, but I think the mayor from Belmopan should be one of the last persons to talk about who is from where, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, he's from Corozal, so you got to be careful, all right? Thank you.
All right, my brother. Krem, good morning, WB.
Morning.
Yes, good morning.
Morning, Mose.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Renick Mara.
Yes, sister.
I come again. There's another tragedy. The young man broke.
Who?
Broke. The young man broke some where they find. Where they find the key. All right, now my cousin Kenti, brother.
Okay. Condolences to Kenti and to yourself. Yes.
Well, we have called someone. They said they look for her, right? Missing. Can't find them. All right. The family decides to get to a boat and go out there. When they reach there, the dog showed them if I did. Right? When the dog showed them if I did, they gone and the police and everything gone in the weapon they have find in the mango. That the brother that Kenti and Ricky have to run in the mango. Lift up their brother, turn her over, the man starts to bleed. Right? A beat of mold. His head bust, his face, they weapon they punch out the eyes, all side of his face, black and blue. But the part where I worry about that is how it bleed if it's dead so long. You know, I say, but how it bleed. Because it is bleed, now that Kenti as I tell you are wicked, and the police take her out, like brother, like two brothers, they take her out. When they put her down, the blood starts to pour. Anyhow, the court guard look like they never want to bring her. Well, my cousin tell her, I have to bring her. Because we can't bring her back in the boat, so we there with the police.
So, forgive me, sister, if I interrupt you, but if there is a body and there is apparent evidence of foul play, then it's the scene of a crime, no?
Yeah.
And if it's the scene of a crime, it should be treated as such, right?
Yeah.
The moving, everything around there is important for it to be properly documented, and that's not to be done by the family members. That is the work of the police department, the detectives, the scene of crimes unit.
Yes,
because the potential for evidence to be there that could be extremely valuable to, one, try to find out what happened, two, to try to find who's responsible and to hold him accountable for what happened to the brother. So how do you have a situation where the family members just simply are tasked with the moving of a body and transporting the body without the professionals who are there to investigate a matter taking charge? Doesn't.
All right, then when they take out turner over, they see there's any bruise or thing. But when they reach Belize now and they put up a thing that they're telling me that my cousin drunk. Then they even know I top there and then they say that they drunk. So they're not there mover and they're not there. And my two cousins mover because they never want to go in and they want to go. Then they touch the body and when they put up on the ground, then they say, and when they come in, they put up on the media that he drunk. Then they even know I stop say, how can no one just come up with that and say he drunk? And he beat up. We have pictures too. We have, if them in Ghana pick up, nobody put in the picture.
Did they take photos?
They family take photos.
Yeah, they cannot declare the what you'd say the cause of death without the pathology being done on that body. So that's extremely premature. That's not their job.
That's the way they get me ignorant because when I see come out,
I'm not here saying I know what happened to the brother. I'm just saying procedurally the way it works is that there is there's a post-mortem that has to be done to decide cause of death. No?
They're not details today, but they don't put out that they don't need.
Yeah. No, that's not the way it works. So they are in error for doing that. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's one more thing I got more.
Yes.
I don't know. Remember when it's 18 years now? It's at 18 years. October make 19. It's on 20 now. That week. Every minute the other day I came up to a traffic offense for 5 days. 5 days to get a station to a traffic offense. I have all the paper. I tell them hold on for 5 days to a traffic offense.
5 days?
You get barely 5 days after.
What was the traffic offense?
The traffic offense, I have to get the paper.
I know people were knocked. I know where people were knocked down, people dead, and never spent 5 days detained.
But I was cycling in the pad, driving and out of license, driving and out of without through care, driving to know this how you want to turn my lane. 7 charge, but per cycle, but yeah.
Did he resist arrest? Did he punch an officer? What?
No.
So for not having a license for ride motorbike, for not turning on your indicator, that resulted in 5 days being held?
5 days. 5 days. And what happened? After when they let her go the Monday, they charge on the Thursday.
Yeah.
They were on a portal the Monday. When they let her go the Monday, they pick up the car, they say they got to get another charge. And they hold again.
So were you aware that he was being held? Did you go there to try to get him out? What was this?
Yes. We even call the commissioner. We even say I call back. We even call the seller.
They need a clear abuse of power if that way gone on. You notice I say if that way gone on and if that is charged and that way then hold on for 5 days for. If that is so, if that is facts. That the abuse of power.
That's another part. He come back out, they call her again, he got me to jam another charge, handling stolen goods. They say, but in a 5 days they couldn't be charged her.
So they have on for handling stolen goods.
And the next, they come back for her. And they tell her, you go again. When we reach court, the magistrate want to know why the man she says he feel like this or he don't know where this because it's from a charger. On the 12th to the 16th they hold on. They hold some of anyhow Mose with us we are waiting for the autopsy today. And we have to wait the autopsy I say, but my hope they don't have that young meat. So
Yeah,
I
you know, I understand that you're a struggler, you're a poor people, and you know can't go and find no money if you get a lawyer. But from my understanding, man, if you hold somebody for 5 days,
5 days I have
and then and so the way it works is you hold on for 5 days. And at the end of the 5 days, the only thing we'll charge them for the traffic offenses.
Yeah.
When you pick up again, no, that they pick up what got to do with the traffic handling stolen goods because you never have anything for you able to charge them with that for that 5 days. So the 5 days is based on traffic violations, and that can't work. That can't work.
I got all the paper Mose, load traffic.
Yeah. So, yeah, sister, I that's how they handle it. In my opinion, they handle it wrong. Yeah. All right. Stand strong, sister. Yes, man. And no, the police can't declare cause of death. That's enough for them. That's enough for them. A job description. No, pathologists determine cause of death and inquire one post-mortem, even if when you look upon it appears, it might appear you might see a gunshot wound, but the pathologist can't just because you see one gunshot wound say that kill you. The work has to be done still, right? Number 2805848, and I just want to finish up my thought here upon this matter of Mayor Pablo Courage from Belmopan coming out and basically say all the noise where they make the cause the politics and all the noise where they make the feel like he don't talk to the family. Brother, when somebody get killed, the furthest thing from your mind that if speak to whether this person not confirm or whether he confirm. What happened to him? That the bottom line. The youth get killed. So even if, let us say, the young brother was indeed not from Belmopan, even if the information where you get me correct, you had no business bringing that up in the aftermath of that you get murked down Friday evening of the 13th of February. At that point in time, expression of sympathy, expression of support, expression of commitment for try do everything within your power as one elected authority to continue the fight to try preserve safety and law and order within your community. But bringing up the origins of somebody is to try to insinuate that would then disqualify this young slain man from deserving any public grief, concern, or outrage. That is the darkness, sir. That is the line that you cross. regardless if your information was even accurate, to have done that was to violate deeply. Absolutely unacceptable. So, political mischief, of course, that's the life. You are an elected politician. Everything will be a part of the political calculation, but that no mean that you don't have one duty to be honorable and say mea culpa. You had no business bringing up the origins of the victim as a way of trying to excuse your responsibility and duties as the elected authority within a particular domain. That's some coward shit. But that is some grotesque, doubling down insult on top of a murder victim. You can't be more wrong than that. So, just to wrap that, even if the young man was not, could be from any part of the country, what was most important was not his birth certificate, which hospital born and where I grew up. What was most important was what has happened to him and the pain that it caused his family and to the community. You were wrong to bring it up. I am appalled that you could go 10 toes deep and say, oh, that's just because you get wrong information, boss. Even if you get right information, that no matter. That really no matter. You're wrong for me bring it up. And the fact that hindsight has not allowed you to rethink, then we have to say this to you, because hindsight and time has not altered what should be obvious. That nothing for you say at that time. No questioning the origins. That's bullshit. And maybe in this time of Donald Trump, whose personal policy is that he don't apologize for anything, maybe it is that our elected officials are all buying into that manual, apologize. Apologize, apologize. You as wrong as they come. And as somebody where I know and have had a certain respect for, I say, I know you and think you're cool, brother. That's some nonsense. That's all nonsense. No got nothing for this. I don't apologize to no media. This is not about being political mischief. These are just, you're wrong, brother. Completely wrong. And it no matter where somebody born and go, he died on the pavement of Belmopan. Killed. He not the victim. He not the morgue. He family the cry. So the fact that the information was completely erroneous, then on that basis, you may be able to rethink and change up and mea culpa this. But that may at least help you. The fact that even that help you, you see the light on this, mea courage, is absolutely shameful. We'll go to break and come back.
February is all about Honda. Get special pricing and discounts on all Honda products. Enjoy up to 25% off select Honda products and 20% off Honda parts. Don't forget your B-Bucks whenever you make a purchase. Love your Honda is all about deals and discounts on Honda products throughout the month of February. Only at Benquist Equipment Parts Service.
Sea una persona ocupada o atrapada en el tráfico, o que tenga una circunstancia adversa o muy exigente, la tensión se acumula y lo estresa. El estrés ataca a todos en cualquier momento, a cualquier edad. El estrés es un asesino. Es mejor estar vivo que muerto, así que visite la farmacia de Freetown para obtener opciones.
Hola, ¿qué tal? ¿Qué puedo hacer para usted hoy?
Estoy bien estresado.
Ok, tengo una pastilla que te va a ayudar, ¿ok? Que toma una de eso al día, para 10 días, y va a estar bien después, ¿sabes?
Ok. Farmacia Freetown, carretera 28 Freetown, donde estás mejor vivo que muerto. Farmacia Freetown, teléfono 22 32 87 6.
Refractive error remains one of the most common yet most easily corrected causes of vision impairment, and we see its impact every single day. The child struggling to read the blackboard, the teacher battling headaches from uncorrected vision, the farmer, the seamstress, or the mechanic whose productivity declines simply because they cannot see clearly. And yet, a simple pair of glasses can change everything. This is why Specs 2030 matters.
This partnership between our local institutions and WHO Specs not only brings global expertise to Belize, but also fosters capacity building at all our health facilities at every level.
We must ensure that we are reaching underserved and rural communities. We must ensure that we are strengthening standards and service delivery. And we must build systems that endure beyond projects and political cycles. The SPECS 2030 framework supports all three of these core principles.
For decades, BEL has powered Belize's growth and progress, lighting homes, energizing industries, and fueling national development. But in a world reshaped by extreme weather patterns, digital transformation, and evolving customer needs, the future of energy demands a new approach. The future of energy is now, and it's not just about new technology, it's about people and how we use, manage, and store power smarter. BEL is leading the transformation, blending modern advancements with the wisdom of sustainable energy practices. Integrating technologies will redefine how Belize produces and uses energy. With distributed generation and smart grid technologies, customers are becoming power partners. Energy is no longer a one-way street. BEL is making key investments that will reinforce the grid, to make this a reality, ensuring energy security for generations. At BEL, we are more than an energy provider. We work to safeguard Belize's energy future, which will have demand response programs, where customers will be able to shift use during peak hours to take advantage of the new time of use or off-peak rate structures. Customer energy portals, real-time insights and tools to track usage and manage energy smarter. Smart metering, advanced metering infrastructure, faster, safer service and actionable energy insights. Distributed generation, integrating rooftop solar, microgrids and battery storage for two-way power flows into the national grid. Together, we are bringing you a brighter tomorrow.
Amandela is now online. You can now access Amandela's midweek and weekend issues online by logging on to our website at amandela.com.bz/news and joining our membership portal today. There's 5 easy steps to get unlimited access to weekly e-paper, archive publications, and a host of other exclusive contents. Number 1, go to Amandela's website. Number 2, navigate to subscribed areas. Number 3, choose a membership level. Number 4, check out using our secured portal. Number 5, log into the members only section. Telephone numbers 501-280-4703 or 202-4477. Fax us at 501-222-4702, or you could email at amandelapress@yahoo.com or amandelapress@gmail.com. Amandela, all power to the people.
The Belize Tax Service has been serving the country well since its inception. But like many tax administration systems worldwide, it faces new challenges that require modern solutions. The Semi-Autonomous Revenue Authority, SARA, will be established by legislation that will modernize how Belize administers taxes. Countries across our region, Jamaica, Barbados, and Guyana, have undertaken similar efforts at modernization, and we're using their experiences, successes, and challenges to design a SARA specific to our tax landscape. SARA will operate under the Ministry of Finance with an advisory board comprised of experts in finance, tax, law, and public administration who will provide sound guidance while maintaining the required oversight of public funds. SARA will provide the framework for modernizing tax administration, improving the way we serve taxpayers, and supporting Belize's development. A semi-autonomous revenue authority, SARA, will create opportunities for improving human resource management, accelerating digital transformation that reduces turnaround time and paperwork, and providing more responsive customer service while maintaining strict accountability standards. SARA, a progressive tax administration for a modern Belize.
All right, welcome back to the WB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. Mose Hyde hosting with you on this Monday morning, the 2nd of March, 2026. We're in the business of conversation. We're in the business of trying to get you for call. The telephone number is 280-5848. That's the live line for you to participate in the conversation. We want to get you on board always, right? Monday to Friday. Trying to get you on board. Let me just, on a programming note, mention that. Okay, let me just take this call. Krem, good morning, WB.
Morning, Mose.
Good morning.
Me personally, I know have a movement where they move it on church way in a hot bridge.
Huh?
I say my 2 cents that is, I don't have a problem. Right now, hold on. That they move the location for the La Ruta Maria. Well, the Belizean people, they look on how they like behave like pigs. Every time La Ruta Maria that are civic, it's good to make you go to the day to enjoy the Baron Bliss day, right?
Could you lower your radio, your TV, sister?
Yes, I just lowered it. Sorry about that.
Yeah, man, go ahead.
Yeah, so where I just say no. Every time I go to La Ruta Maya, then just go there with their piggish mentality, they can't behave themselves for the day. It's not going to go if a fight no begin. So now they try and move it to make the aristocrat people and take themselves and go way yonder if they so want to go and see how the environment be a grand resort. To me,
all right, I think you might have since to make the current and make the aristocrats kind of thing. Yeah. I hear you, sister. I hear you. I don't know, sister come in like I mean, have one La Ruta. I know I've not had any La Ruta Maya conversation. They've never wanted us in other business there, and so that's none of my business, to be real. Hear it, see it, and know that a lot of things go on. We have one call. Krem, good morning, WB.
Morning, Mose. Morning, Belize. Sister.
Yeah, greetings, sister.
The situation of Belmopan is very concerning to me as the process is. For me, especially when I hear people who not present as African descendants or black, that means you look on them, they don't look like black people. No, you could not look black and still identify black. Tapu, we Papa look like a Spanish man and he identify black. But I find too often that when you hear people say they're not from Belize City, I find, and then they talk about black males in particular, I find that code word for street affiliated and black street affiliated. Now it is true that most of the crimes that we reported in the news and the people that we sit and pick up whether they're guilty or not, the identifiable black brothers most of the time. So I find this statement to be very discriminatory based on them being black youth. And another first time one politician in both political parties a discriminatory remark about black men. I don't know what about the MCO technical director.
We have one trainee, so I think he might have made a little mistake.
Okay. So I know for this one, it's still hurtful when it happened, but it's not new to me. And then for add insult to injury, I gonna do a quick research on this mayor. Damn it, if I don't say, and you here slip down on it, we slip down on it. The last year of African Emancipation Day, the Belmopan City Council decided to have an African Emancipation Day ceremony. Then Ghana go to Castle Park, make one bambara, put some, for sure when they put the image of one shackled arm and some, whatever else they put on it on one signboard. Now, most of the people then what is sit down there in this official ceremony, what we call Spanish people. Again, you sit down. I want to make this very clear. On a wrong, we don't have no right. The only people who will have African Emancipation Day ceremony, the African descendants will live that. That's what insult. the political mileage that they look for. No, they look for political mileage last August 1st, but now here we are in February 2026, and it'll be discriminatory in a remark. I refuse to apologize. Not that your apology will mean anything to me, because at this stage, that is the most, that is the lyrics. My apology, they're not just to say sorry. That we really hear and feel the harm that you have created, whether intentional or unintentional. And then moving forward, we observe your actions to see if you indeed understand the harm we are creating and we intend to not create it in the future, especially as a political leader. This is unacceptable, and others have made such discriminatory remarks. Now, let's be clear for the most of everybody listening. From the fact that the government of Belize, represented by the Ministry of Education, continue to not hold schools accountable for care discrimination, then to set the standard, to set to the rest of them, when they could treat them anyway, when they could tell them anything. Because we know they do nothing about it, even though we know that the majority of black people get discriminated against for wear their hair, like it grows on their head, or in other protected hairstyles. The state doesn't know nothing about it. It gets so worse, that now it goes to employer. Look, based on the news reporter we get, the police officer with a lock. This administration, the signals for all them people and Belizeans, when you could treat black people anywhere, we okay with it. Now, when it comes to August 1st, we'll have a performance, whoever wants to come and participate in the performance, because that's just performance, because that's how we feel about black people. Now, this is not new when you listen to older, and that when you and Dominique when they talk the other day, I never talk long because I want to give you and Dominique an opportunity for a reason, but I'm going to get irritated listening to you and Dominique conversation, because I feel that this administration being discriminatory as they're known to be historically, because I always remember that thing, I think Sister Sandra, one of the people calling and say how, the House of Representatives from the PUP administration, when Brother Philip goes, nothing, I'm the only person in the opposition, then call out to his face one derogatory statement. And you hear other black Belizeans say how they left Belize under the PUP administration because of discrimination, outright discrimination they feel. So I'm like, this is a pattern for this administration. This is not nothing new. And so that's why I don't just call the thing what it is. This administration have a track record of being discriminatory against black people. So I don't say a whole lot of things. Not hear where I got to say.
Yeah, I think I can. Each incident requires its proper accounting. Each action, each individual, each moment where they speak or act in a way that represents, whether it's racism or represents some kind of disrespect or violation. We do not say if something is reported tomorrow about a case of corruption, you won't hear me say, well, governments are corrupt, so we know this and they've always been, and so yeah, that is what we have to focus on. We have to hold individual and each individual incident accountable. That's my view. And I know that the kind of stereotyping has become extremely widespread, acceptable, and casual. I would say that I have some very good friends in Belmopan, and over the years we've always had these conversations where they would say, well, no corner Belmopania would no think, Belmopan, we peaceful and we this and we that. And it's a long-standing narrative that Belmopan, and I've experienced it in other communities, but in particular Belmopan, people who are people I rate and who I'm done with would say, sometimes it's a joke, sometimes it's not a joke. And I think I even saw in the recent in the recent aftermath of what happened. I saw a good friend post and say, well, I tell her that NBC, the people come and bring their nonsense to the area. And Belmopan, as compared to Belize, has had for a time no longer it's squeaky clean, crime free. This is your quote unquote poster child for how a community should be. That, you know, you might have some people where still who will love you, but that is no longer applicable. Indeed, for a long time, when compared to Belize City, Belmopan was relatively calm and free from the type of street violence that we experienced here in Belize City, for that matter, all over the country, when compared to Belize City. And then, of course, as we have discussed on this show multiple times, very often the only time this side of Belize City is reported on in the news has to do when something violent has happened. So that if you have never been to Belize City and you have some people who very infrequently come to Belize City, they might have a view that every single body here in Belize City walks with a gun, stalks with a gun, and is shooting with a gun. And that's a problem. I can recall one specific incident when I was in Belmopan with a mutual friend of our sister, and I was sitting there with him when a shooting incident happened right in front of us, almost by the Belize Comprehensive School, and in broad afternoon, and shots were fired. And I said to him, I said, so this is a for peaceful, tranquil, crime-free town? And he said, well, if we did get in it, that because we start to get influenced by UNO. I would say that this kind of conversation here, and this kind of outlook and this kind of stereotyping has become normal. It's been absolutely normalized. This is where you come from. I believe the owner coin with no gun, no? Like I said, sometimes a joke, sometimes not joke. For me, the problem is that when you are an elected leader, the standard of expectation is extremely high. You are now responsible. You are responsible. You are a leader in a town that has a wide demographic profile. But beyond that, you have a platform. What you say will reach very far. And you, in my view, what the mayor was trying to do was cowardly. It is something bad has happened in your community, and the way it works, people look to those in leadership when they feel unsafe. It is one of the most important things to people, the feeling of being safe. And so when a double murder happens on one of the sweet little pavements that Belmopan, you know, the landscape and all the things about Belmopan, its planning and everything. It's like anybody that's ever walked that pavement as a youth, as a man, all hours of the night, like, you know, it's one of the beautiful things about Belmopan. It's open, spacious, and kind of planning to it. Great. But a double murder happened right there near Independence Park. So your constituents are rattled. They are feeling unsafe, and they are now looking to you. Whether you are a mayor, whether you are a representative, whether you are the police responsible for the western area, whether you are the commissioner of police, whether you are the minister of police, you then come under, naturally, that comes with the territory, whether fair or not, whether you are doing the most you can do, whether you are trying your best or not trying your best. When something like that happens, all eyes are on you, all ears are listening to what you've got to say. And as a part of your political calculations, instead of standing up and accepting that scrutiny, accepting the accountability that you are being held to, you decide, in my view, in an act of complete cowardice, to try to diminish the magnitude of someone being killed by making it, but Dano wanna we. Dano wanna we, so we now have to feel that the situation is as bad. It is a then Konya bring this, but we are not for ourselves responsible for our own instability and our own episodes of violence. That to have such disregard at that moment, to make it more because it's more convenient to you. That's how I see it. And it doesn't matter, you have a moment to reflect. You have a moment now where, again, I find it irrelevant that his view of the origins of Zamar Alvarez, the murdered young man, not being of Belmopan, being a son of the soil of Belmopan, that's irrelevant. Bringing up his origins in the aftermath of him being murdered is completely grotesque, and you should have, without the verification of the birth certificate, which is like incredible, because it's almost as if though that proving that he is from Belmopan now makes it a legitimate moment of outrage and grief, as if though not having that would means that he did not qualify for the grief. He did not qualify for what the residents were feeling. And you had days to think about that, and what you came forward to say was this was political mischief. What on earth is the mayor thinking? And I disagree with you. It is important to make sure that somebody in a position like that, at the very minimum, you come in, mean it in your heart, because we don't know where in nobody's heart. We don't know when you could be a extraordinary performer. You could perform it well. You could even you could lash yourself and put yourself, but we don't know where in your heart. But you hold an office. That office demands that you utter the words, I am sorry. In my view, at a very minimum. That not mean to say that it would then make me know, okay, that I know how your heart stand. And that not comfort me for know, okay, yeah, your heart good and your consciousness, you don't want, you inside of you, there was no intent to be discriminatory, disregard on life. No, but still that the mayor at this place, and we must point out to you, that's why I spoke this morning, Sister Yaya, is that as I want to hear none of your nonsense about no political season, you don't apologize to no media house. But you when confronted with this shocking tragedy, you almost as if though one gunman kill the man physically, and then you come on top of it and then kill him right as a human being, to be properly mourned and properly grieved by his community. Come out of here, utter the words. It doesn't have to be about humility. It's about what your duty is. That's my view, sister.
Mose, I really appreciate, truly, especially as a black man, that you express the position so clearly so that there's no confusion for anybody listening why this is really hurtful for majority of black people, I believe. And I especially appreciate when people don't agree with me, because I like that we have different points of view. Me personally, no matter what a man says now, because at this point he has shown me who he is. I see character. That's the hint. So if you come out and say something right now that that's because of public pressure and a lip service, you know, genuine. I like when people, my Angela said, when people show you who they are the first time, believe them. And when you come out and say it the first time, that's the who the man. And when they put pressure on the man come back again and show it to his face, this is who me in my heart. This is me. So for me personally, no matter if you say sorry, because I don't see the kind of person he is. And then especially because he's a political officer, see, that's what most of them, meaning political people, they're not into people, for real. And now, under this administration, they get really facey. Then they show it to his face. That's how I feel, that's how I rest. You know, could be the fool and keep voting because we have kept giving on the book out. And then we keep go voting. So this administration in particular, one of the reasons being that they don't come forward like you have mentioned and others have mentioned. They don't come, don't care what we say. They want to do what they want to do because they ain't got the power. Like the BTL acquisition right now where they're on pause. You know, stop and come off at the table, they're on pause. I got to just come, but you can make me know. I know we have to go to bed. I have never seen an administration so bold-faced to do what they want. Only to say what they want, because we have to do what we want and then do it. Unlike the Belize Communication Workers for Justice, grassroots organizing from below, intelligent people, strategic, trustworthy attorneys, this is significantly different. This is not like time before time. So I really... the mayor just to be where a number of politicians have been doing and saying under this administration, and it's up to we the Belizean people to say, look here, this is not. Now I don't know what will be the alternative to it. And then
I think there was a brief moment in time when electronic media opened up and people had great access to speak directly to matters. There was a moment when a negative criticism, backlash was concerning to leaders. I would say it was a brief moment because they could always go back to the sweet, cozy, comfortable constitution for absolute power. And so once they pass legislation to the point where you can't even have a different view in the House of Representatives, you can't have a different view. It was the killing of dissent, structural dissent, period, in such a way to ensure that absolute power can be undisturbed without physical challenges and aggression. Our constitution, in my view, accommodates it, and they know that you could be upset. You only get one time every 5 years for express that. I think that is a serious problem. Now, we are living in the age of Mr. I don't give a damn President of the United States, and leaders all around the world will be influenced and will be taking lessons from him. His constitution is not as accommodating to his preferences as our constitution would be to him if he was here. He has to violate his constitution in various ways. In Belize, it would be no violation. So that's my response to that. I think that we have lived through accepted culture of I want to do what I want. I have to go to break, sister.
Respect, thanks for the reason. I organize people and save the people.
Yeah, man. We'll be back.
En Atlantic Bank, tu comodidad es nuestra prioridad. Nuestro centro de contacto está diseñado para mejorar tu experiencia bancaria. Con una amplia gama de opciones de servicio al cliente, ahorras tiempo y esfuerzo. Puedes llamar fácilmente para bloquear o desbloquear tus tarjetas de débito y crédito, realizar consultas de cuentas y acceder a información detallada de tus tarjetas. Ya sea que necesites asistencia con la banca en línea, apoyo para comercios o consultas generales, nuestro equipo está listo para ayudarte. Para mayor comodidad, si todos los operadores están ocupados, puedes dejar tu número y un operador te devolverá la llamada lo antes posible para asegurarse de que recibas el apoyo que necesitas. Para mayor seguridad, es posible que necesitemos verificar tu identidad con un conjunto de preguntas sencillas. Recuerda, Atlantic Bank nunca solicitará tu nombre de tu usuario ni contraseña de Atlantic Online por llamada telefónica, mensaje de texto o correo electrónico, asegurando que tu información personal permanezca segura y protegida. Nuestro equipo de apoyo está disponible de lunes a viernes, de 8 a.m. a 6 p.m. en inglés y en español. Simplemente marca al 223-1212. Esta es la línea dedicada para nuestro centro de contacto. Atlantic Bank se compromete a brindarte un servicio excepcional y las herramientas que necesitas para administrar tus finanzas de manera conveniente y segura. Aprovecha al máximo nuestro servicio del centro de contacto.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
February is all about Honda. Get special pricing and discounts on all Honda products. Enjoy up to 25% off select Honda products and 20% off Honda parts. Don't forget your B-Bucks whenever you make a purchase. Love your Honda is all about deals and discounts on Honda products throughout the month of February. Only at Benquist Equipment Parts Service.
is now online. You can now access Amandela's midweek and weekend issues online by logging on to our website at amandela.com.bz/news and joining our membership portal today. There's 5 easy steps to get unlimited access to weekly e-paper, archive publications, and a host of other exclusive contents. Number 1, go to Amandela's website. Number 2, navigate to subscribe areas. Number 3, choose a membership level. Number 4, check out using our secured portal. Number 5, log into the members only section. Telephone numbers 501-280-4703 or 202-4477. Fax us at 501-222-4702, or you could email at amandelapress@yahoo.com or amandelapress@gmail.com. Amandela, all power to the people.
All right, welcome back. This is WUB Wakeability's Morning Vibes for today, Monday, the 2nd of March, 2026. And again, as always, we are in the business of conversation, but we are not in the business of violating our time limit, which we are presently at. It's 9 o'clock. And so we will have to resume this conversation come tomorrow morning. As always, if we have health and strength, we get back up here at 6:30 tomorrow morning, Tuesday, for the Tuesday WUB Wakeability's Morning Vibes. We are going to finish off with a wide break. We want to thank you for being here with us. We always give thanks to the team for making it happen, seen and heard. Larry G at Crumb Radio, at XTV. Pat Cliff, The Glue, Harlan Wagner, and I didn't hear you well. What's her first name? Jamarla Thompson, or trainee. All right. Belize, stand strong, stand firm. For now, Gone.
Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving. Na 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 na. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Voice of opinion, not place. So calling WB. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving. Na 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 na. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Voice of opinion and place. So calling WB. Be yourself, see yourself. This is a show, my people. Belize our hopes, so to kneel, let's read.